Like me Black or Luke, whatever you want to call me. And today we are doing What If Brightburn was in DC. I was thinking since it's Halloween we could do this. Be a little fun Halloween type video. So, I think we should, start off like this. Deku, I have an anime channel, so I'm used to doing stuff with Deku. So Brandon, this is after he kills all the people. It's after the ending where he destroys that jet, and kills everyone in that plane crash and destroying that farm, which makes it look like it was an accident, which cancels him out as a killer. And may I say, this is one smart little So, Batman, obviously being the world's greatest detective, he, takes some research on this, and realized this was the kid, um, and he think this kid is subhuman, like maybe like abnormal, maybe he's a Kryptonian like Clark, although he doesn't possess all, the abilities. Not to mention his dad had heat, like, because if, spoiler alert if you didn't see the movie, but then again, screw you if you didn't, because I mean, come on. But yeah, so his dad, he kind of killed his dad by shooting him in the eyes with lasers. So he would take notice of that. So the kid showed signs of, heat vision, super strength, maybe flight because maybe you could say Batman saw that there were some things he would have had to do from the air or something. I don't know. Whatever you want, whatever you say. So maybe this kid's some other species. So obviously, Brandon, he's kind of he. Well, if you didn't see the movie, Brandon, he kind of thinks of himself higher than other people, but he think of people like Superman to be pretty awesome, to be pretty cool. And when Superman comes, Clark, when Clark hears about this, he doesn't want to like turn the kid in. He wants to maybe turn this kid to the good side and show him that he doesn't have to be a villain. So, Clark adopts him, not completely telling him he's, Superman, but Brandon low key like figures it out. It's like he knows, but Superman doesn't know that he knows. Clark realizes that Brandon keeps going back to this ship that was back at his old farm, and he realizes that maybe there might be something with the ship. So he notices Brandon, he doesn't get injured. Maybe one time he fell and he didn't even have a scrape on him. So obviously, Brandon is probably, kind of like Clark, but he sees Brandon touching the ship, and he might have accidentally cut himself. So Brandon, being the cockiest, he just played it off as if that's just as if Clark's the one being weird when he's saying "take the world" in his sleep. Also a thing in the movie, I might add. So now Brandon didn't get caught. So Brandon, we're gonna say one night, he's getting ready to finally, take his plane and commit. He's going to go to his old farm, and he's just causing havoc. All those kids who wronged him. It's kind of like a school shooting, but like with laser eyes. So Superman would come, and he see this, and he's like, Brandon, you don't have to do this. And he's like, Superman, yeah, Superman, of all people, I thought you'd appreciate this. People like us are higher than them. People like us were meant to be on top. They are mortals. They're allowed to be on the bottom. We are gods. Wow, they are servants. Clark's just like, no, you don't have to be like this. You can do good. And Brandon just replies by saying, the last person who said I can do good tried to stab me in the back with a piece of my ship. Brandon blasts Superman, but it doesn't even work. He punches him, but Superman just grabs his fist. John comes. He punches him too, and and Clark says, "Stop, John," because he doesn't want to fight him. And he says he gets it. Life's hard. He was picked on too when he was younger, and but whatever's going on with him, whatever's happening, he doesn't have to let this control him. And Brandon, he kind of, and he has this moment of pity, and like it looks like he's going to just stop. He's gonna come to the I guess the good side, and then he just backhands John, and then he starts beating the crap out of John. John and him start fighting, but he got John in a chokehold. He's getting ready to snap John's neck, and you realize this: Brandon kept coming to that ship. The ship is telling him what to do. So maybe if he destroys the ship, so, Superman goes, finds the ship, and before Brandon's, like, right about to snap John's neck, he destroys the ship to pieces. Brandon just snaps out of it, and he just apologizes. He always wanted to do good. He always wanted to be like Superman, but you know, never could until he found out he had those powers, and then he did bad stuff with it. He did really bad stuff, and he just breaks down to tears. Superman tells him it's fine. There's a bunch of heroes who have done things in the past that they're not proud of. He can still redeem himself from this. So, John, so for a while, Brandon, he kind of, uh, trains with Superman, and he kind of he learns a lot more about his powers. He's not Kryptonian, so that's weird. So he would also become very good friends with John. He'd even join the Super Sons, which would be pretty cool just to see him. I say he's kind of a lot like a combination of John and Damien, like if they ever did some Dragon Ball fusion thing. Fusion time. Like I just think they'd be like I just think that's Brightburn in a second. He named himself after Brightburn. Did I already say that? I hope it is. If I already said that, I'm sorry, but he names himself Brightburn. So so Clark realizes John Brandon needs some, guidance. And he thinks the best thing that can help him at the moment is to send him with influences his age. And while he's talking about this over with Batman, John goes and apologizes to you know, Caitlin, who was the girl he likes in the movie, explaining everything. She kind of finds it weird, but I think after seeing someone with laser vision, living in a world of people who can shoot lasers, run faster than speeding bullets, I think it's not all that unrealistic to believe that a ship was mind controlling someone into doing a bunch of horrific acts. So, Clark says, Brandon, I got some news. You're joining the Titans. So Brandon just be kind of excited because he's always, he's been a big fan of the Titans. There are people kind of like him, and he says, like this is cool, and we can say that this is now we kind of have to pick which version of the Titans. Right now in the comics, you kind of got like the Teen Titans, you got like the Titans, and still we have to pick which version. Should we pick like originally with the Rebirth version with Raven and Beast Boy Starfire and Kid Flash, or with Crush and so but I think we should you know, it's just really hard to pick. We'll go with the version with Raven, Damian Wayne, Calder, you know, Kid Flash. If you're not a fan, well, I mean, if you haven't read like, you know, Rebirth, Teen Titans, then I suggest go reading it. It's like amazingly good. So yeah, you need to go get it. So Brandon comes, he joins, he introduces himself. He says he's Brightburn. They're all like, Brightburn. Oh, that's a cool name. Wait, you named yourself for that, Kansas, and are you the one who killed everyone there? Now the team would be kind of, hesitant. Not only did he kill people, Brandon is also like they just turned down one super person. My thumb's in the way. They already just damn it. They already just turned down one super person, John, because they needed time to, you know, learn more about each other. So, and now not only will they have decide to pick another super person, but someone who could endanger all of them, but he promises that they won't regret it. He'll try to be better. But in order to do that, he needs their help. So they decide that, you know, to help him, because the Titans Tower in comics have always been a place where pretty much teens can go. It's kind of like a teen, a runaway teen shelter. Like it's kind of like that in a way, because like it helps kids, like, you know, Damien or Raven, like even in Titans the show, you know, it like that's pretty much what it's doing. So obviously they're going to help him. Damien, he's already really good friends with Damien, so Damien's like, yeah, we're come on, buddy, come on, let's go. So, you know, Brandon, obviously, you know, joining the Titans, you know, he thinks this is cool, and then they get this alert. So they obviously go answer it, and when they go to answer it, they see Rope Lady. Now, if you're not aware who Rope Lady is, she was at the during credit scene. I think they called her the Rope Lady or something. She's basically the evil version of Wonder Woman, because in Brightburn they have like they're trying to like set up this evil Justice League. So it's kind of like that. But yeah, so obviously Brandon is you know, he's kind of ready for a fight. So after Rope Lady takes down Raven, Damien, Kid Flash, Aqualad, dare I say Raven, Beast Boy, you know, like a Starfire. This is Brandon left, and then Brandon poses up with her, getting ready to fight. Yeah. So that was part one. Leave a like, subscribe. Tell me what you think I should do for part two. Uh, yeah, I'll I'm gonna try and make this the most bright, burning version of it I think I can do. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one, and yeah, peace.